What's the theme today?
Come
Come on.
Wait. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Folk in Scotland.
They never leave.
Never leave. They're here forever. Now, we've explained to everyone things are going a bit better with the show.
We're like an escalator.
Slowly upward.
But every so often it breaks down. But it keeps
And
going.
Don't get your feet in the corner.
Like a Soviet.
You'll die.
Like a Soviet. I told you I sold an old lady. Saved an old lady from an escalator once.
You did. You picked her up.
It was like The Bodyguard, but I was an overweight guy and she was a tiny little bird-like woman.
80-year-old?
Just smelled the nicotine.
Oh, it's not the same as the
Not the
Bodyguard
same.
at all.
Bet she'd a better voice than Whitney. She's probably outlasted Whitney.
I could imagine.
Yeah.
Now,
Mm-hmm.
things are going well. The show's going up. We're going in the right direction.
It's rocketing.
Right? Everything's happening. It's all very busy. We're going to get a new
It's
studio.
exciting, isn't it?
It's exciting as...
It's got some of that energy of Hitler's downfall. Came when everybody was on amphetamines.
We're building the bunker.
We're in the bunker.
This is what we're doing. So, I realised I'm not matching the growth.
As a person.
As a person,
Okay.
I don't have an ego.
Oh, you think you need some media train? I don't think we've achieved enough to have even the slightest ego.
I need to practice. Now, this is
Okay.
the same when I started my business. The business started outselling what I was able to do.
Right.
And I didn't prepare for success.
Okay.
So you need to prepare for success.
What's
I
that?
need an ego.
That's the song. You gotta get dressed for success. Who was that by?
I have no idea. I think you may have
That's
made
what's
it
going
up.
through my head now.
No. Here's
That's
what
a
happens.
song I'll hear whenever I see you from now on. Because you don't dress for success, mate.
Well, no, I know. No, look, folk in Scotland.
Oh, wonderful.
Ego.
Ah,
Now, I was thinking, of course I've got an ego, of course
yeah.
but when you read what an ego is, it's so alien to the way I sort of live my life.
Okay.
To have an out-of-control ego,
Uh-huh.
right?
Uh-huh.
So I done a bit of studying last night
About egos.
about ego, on a bigger. So I looked at someone like Kanye. Didn't work out for him.
He's all ego.
Yeah, didn't work out for him. So I don't want to follow that in particular.
So who's your role model?
Before I get a role
John
model,
Craven.
no, I've got someone.
Uh-huh.
Now, before I get to them, I have to get something.
Uh-huh.
If I'm going to be one of these people who are well known and have an ego,
Right.
I need a spiritual advisor.
Oh, Jesus.
Now, there's a lad that I've seen, and he would hang around with Justin Bieber, and he'd walk around with his dick root out. And he was, I think it's Hillsong Church he was sacked from for having affairs. But
Is that what
he
they
wears a
call
leather jacket.
Is that what they call it now in the church? Affairs.
Affairs.
Those priests were having affairs.
Just affairs. And he goes around with all designer clothes and private jets
Fucking
that
asshole.
that all his sort of congregation paid for.
Justin Bieber doesn't know where He doesn't know where or what Germany was.
What?
There's an interview when they go to Bieber. Are you going to Germany? He goes, what? He says, are you going to Germany? What's that? He didn't know what Germany was. I think the Biebers are of German extraction. He'd no notion of what it was.
I went to what president it was in New York that had a house there. I think Annie was filmed there. It's a long story. I went to the house as a tourist,
Right.
and I was surrounded by really elderly people that were interested in
I've
it.
got an elderly
It
people
was-
story.
What was he was the president that was crippled during World War II.
Eisenhower.
Was it
Roosevelt.
LBJ?
Franklin.
Whoever, right.
Roosevelt died.
That
The
was
Yalta Summit guy.
I can't
The
remember.
American people didn't know he was in a wheelchair. They
That's
kept-
right.
Yeah.
And I saw his car and everything. Very interesting. And the girl I was with,
Uh-huh.
we went into this sort of room about World War II,
Right.
and there was a cardboard cutout of Hitler, and she went, "Who's that character?"
Jeez.
She had no concept.
That's bold.
No concept to who Hitler was.
Jeez.
Nothing.
We've discussed this
Never
before.
heard of him.
We've discussed this before. Who has staying power? Rudolph
Oh, yeah,
Valentino.
that's right.
Rudolph
Who
Valentino
does?
was the greatest star of the silent era.
Yeah.
When he died, there was fucking people fainting. There was millions of people out in the street. No, nobody's in. Charlie Chaplin's a character. He's going to disappear from consciousness. Ask a young person.
That's very true. See,
Charlton Heston.
I've done another thing
Mhm.
with things. It's a very similar thing.
Mhm.
And then you see people's genuine attitudes towards, say, religion, say Christianity.
Yeah.
And if you say something like, "I don't know who God is, but if she exists,"
Oh, yeah.
and then people go,
They get awkward about it.
right, they get
Okay.
awkward. Then if you remind people that there's nobody white in the Bible, They'll go,
No, not really. No, you're right.
and so you suddenly see reactions. So you see how perceptions of even
God-
things that have
God,
lasted
God would
change.
God would have to be a female, because you can't give birth at your cock.
I passed
She would
2
have-
kidney stones, so I
so
felt I did.
God would have to be one of those like lizards or amphibians that can have a miraculous
Are
birth.
you saying God is a lizard?
An amphibian,
Okay.
a frog, a
We're
bullfrog.
going to be careful.
We think about it.
Yeah.
A lot of eggs.
Yeah,
That
like
could
a
be-
seahorse.
Yeah, like a seahorse.
But the thing is,
That's
then if God exists, they wouldn't have sex. They wouldn't have a sex to them. They wouldn't
be
have
gods.
a gender.
I've told you this before. If I'm going to be religious, it's going to be the Norse gods. That shit is great.
Do you think so?
Love all that shit.
I think the writing's too
The
angular.
wolf. Yeah, you're not a fan of the runes.
No, it's too angular.
Oh,
It looks like my writing, and I don't like my writing.
but it's good to carve. Good to carve on a stick.
It's easy to carve.
Yeah,
That's why it's stuck,
it's stuck.
because it's
around.
easy to carve. Yeah.
Yeah, the snake and the fucking wolf. And
You
it's,
try and like my name. You try and carve a D.
Oh,
Into,
D's
it's so
difficult.
hard, you
Right,
know.
yeah, an
But
angular
if it's just
D.
angular,
Yeah,
it's easier.
It's
It's easier. So anyway, I need
A role
need
model.
no, a spiritual advisor
I'm telling you,
to
John.
keep me right. It's not
Here's
John Craven.
Well, he's been around. We know discernible skill,
Good hair.
and he's had a good career.
That's true.
And he was on. He interviewed Kajagoogoo
Fuck,
because he
that
was
good.
Noel Edmonds.
Great
He
bass player in
He
Kajagoogoo.
was in Noel Edmonds' kind of slipstream for a while,
That's true.
and then he went off, did his own solo work, and then he's cushied into a nice job, Country File,
Country Files been
where they
doing that
give
for
him the
years.
grandfathery role. He gets to
Yeah.
judge the calendar. Fucking no
Oh,
bad.
That's
Gets a
all
lot
right.
of pussy, John Craven.
I bet he does. It's all that countryside
It's either
pussy.
him, but I see more.
50% mud.
If I was looking out for a character, a celebrity character could give you advice. Bobby
Yeah.
Davro.
I don't know.
What about John Barrymore?
I think
Michael-
I'll avoid him.
Not John, Michael Barrymore.
Oh, Michael
He-
John Barrymore, someone very different. Michael Barrymore, nah.
You don't have a
I
swimming
don't want to be
pool,
around
do you?
swimming
don't have
pools.
a
No,
swimming pool.
no, we don't want to be involved in that.
Oh.
But this is what I realised. Now, this guy,
Timmy
He-
Mallet.
Timmy Mallet,
Because we are planning to interview Timmy Mallet.
we're going to do our very best, and hopefully this gets
No.
back to Timmy Mallet. We want
Right,
him on
hold
this
a
show.
minute. So what we're dealing with here is you've
Yeah.
said you need to do some work on yourself.
Yes,
You need to become the person you need to be for this.
absolutely.
When I say we are going to interview Timmy Mallet,
right,
we
right,
are.
we're going to do it.
Don't get in your own way.
No, I'm
Don't-
always in my own
I
way.
don't want you being an anchor,
I can't see the TV because I'm in my own way.
because I could replace you with Timmy Mallet.
Bet he's good. Bet he's entertaining. I bet he's got it all going on.
I'd like my co-host to be the guy. I think James
Wait,
Mallet?
I'm actually in the room, dude.
The guy that I told you won
Jesus.
the Oscar, the Irish kid. He's fucking brilliant.
Okay, yeah.
I'd love to work with him. Just to say,
But I'm
I might reach out to him.
here.
That's okay.
Oh, Jesus.
No, but we've
So-
got to be ruthless.
Justin Bieber, there's an amazing interview. And it's this guy with his hipster haircut, his leather jacket, and Justin Bieber's just hugging him. And it seems like they're all on coke.
Oh, but they're always on cool.
They're all on
I've
coke.
seen
It's
photos.
amazing.
I've seen photos of Bieber. A lot of acne,
Yeah.
sniffing glue.
Oh, it's probably the glue. That used to be so trendy, didn't it, in Dundee? It was like you were one of the in kids if you had a glue bag stuck to the side of your face. Back in the 80s.
My mum was a hairdresser. She was always cutting glue out of kids'
Oh,
hair.
God, the glue.
But we'd walk up to there's a woods in my hometown, and you'd
Mhm.
go up you'd have your air rifles, and you'd be fucking
Yeah.
in the woods, and there was all the punky ones,
Yep.
and they'd all got their belts and tied themselves to fence posts, and then were sniffing glue,
That's right.
and it was spar bags, and they're over their lugs,
oh,
like
my God.
like feeding a horse some oats.
You just remember when there used to be bags everywhere,
Yeah,
but you
yeah.
don't get it at all
No,
now.
it's not.
And I think, you know what happened?
Hippie crack happened, mate.
No, I think they discovered, in the 80s, they discovered mushrooms. And into the 90s.
Honest to God, mate, the
They've discovered
the
mushrooms.
guys who were sniffing glue in my hometown were not eating mushrooms.
No, because they didn't last. Everyone died. The amount of people I was at school with that died because of fucking glue. It was terrible.
Mushrooms.
But they didn't, it wasn't when we were at school.
You know where the good
It
place
was
for mushrooms is?
20 they died.
Duddit Park.
Really good.
Millions of them.
Any golf course.
Wonderful.
Early, get up, sun comes up.
I wouldn't
Now-
advise people take them. I've seen some strange. unusual-
Yeah, be careful. But the thing is, right, I wasn't a drug dealer at school,
No, of course not.
but I used to go
used to look like
running
one.
in the morning,
Okay.
pick all the mushrooms. There was another friend at school that told me how to dry them.
On airing cupboard.
I had all the right jars, the mason jar. I had everything. It dried properly, right? I'd take them into school and I'd sell them. Now that's not being a drug dealer.
No.
That's someone who exercised in the morning.
Horticulturalist.
Exactly.
Like a farmer, essentially.
I was a drug dealer in primary and didn't know.
Yeah.
What happened was the guy down from me, he had a newsagent. And my mum would do things like with the Girls' Brigade and Boys' Brigade. And he used to get these boxes for storage, like Lego and cranes and that. And say, give them to your mum. Now, what it was were these pale blue plastic tubs. And I got some one day and I was walking back home with them. And I looked at the label. And it was this weird stuff called snuff. And it said on the back, you take a pinch, you put it right up your nose and breathe. And I went, all right. Now, in the bottom of this, these were completely empty, apart from the moulded feet. 3 moulded feet in the bottom.
Full of snuff.
Brown, hardened snuff. So I took it, pinched it, followed the instructions. I'm not doing anything stupid. Right? Got all these things. I put it in my nose. My head inflated to the size of a Chinese spy balloon.
It's huge.
Right? So I discovered this amazing shit. Now, this was primary 6. So how old would you be in primary 6?
You'll still have snuff.
9
up
or
there.
something,
No,
right?
no, primary. No.
8 or 9?
5. No.
Is it? I don't know.
You're
how old.
5 when you start school.
Yes, I don't know.
So
what?
6 years later, 11.
What, primary 6? 11?
Yeah,
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Okay,
Just old enough for snuff.
Okay. Right, so say 10, 11, something like that. Because I was
But you're small.
I was younger,
You're
more than everyone in my class.
Yeah, you're small
by quite a
child.
bit.
Plus you're small.
Yeah, I was younger. But anyway, so I get it into little plastic bags that were also for the Girls' Brigade, right? To put
Jesus
sparkles and
Were
shit.
you
in.
watching Cagney and Lacey and getting tips?
No, this was all natural, right?
Natural criminality.
And I put it all in and I measured it out and take it into school. And I would swap it. This is not a joke. I would swap it. Do you remember you used to get little coffins and it was skeletons that were
We
sweeties?
do candy.
Yeah.
Tasted like shit.
Hard as fuck.
Tasted like shit.
I would swap my drugs for those little coffins.
For another drug.
For another drug. For one that some would say was worse for you. And I remember there was a girl, I won't say her name. She got some because she liked it. So she was getting more and more.
She'll be dead now of cocaine and
she was sitting in the class, and it like someone had used scanners on her. There was blood coming out her nose. She was all having a freak out. They thought she was having some sort of seizure, and it was
I've tried snuff.
It was too much
My
snuff.
dad used to have snuff. But remember Skull Bandits?
Oh God, yeah, I remember them.
They were like a tea bag you put in your cheek.
Yeah.
They gave kids cancer.
They were just terrible. It was just pure cancer.
Esther Ranson banned them.
It's awful. You still get them in the States. I see. Of
course.
Yeah.
Of course you do.
Terrible.
Of course you fucking do.
I don't think you get them here though at all.
No, you don't.
It's not good. Have you seen the cigarettes? I think it's over £13 for 20 now. It's gone up again.
I think it'll be more than that, mate.
I think it's 13. I thought I saw in the news yesterday with the budget.
That's it's 13
I think they're really expensive in Australia, from what I hear. They're
they're
really
a very
expensive.
fit country. They're all about fitness. It's no cigarettes that'll kill you with cancer in Australia. It's the sun.
Yeah, that's everyone gets skin cancer.
Yeah.
Right? It's awful. It's awful. So, a spiritual advisor that'll keep me away from dealing drugs as a child.
What about the weather guy that used to work for Richard and Judy?
No.
Not him.
He's a bit child abusey.
Gary Glitter's got a lot of time in his hands. Perhaps you could start writing to him.
Oh,
He's made some mistakes.
What? He might be. He'll keep me on the straight and narrow.
Just
We'll avoid those people.
Do what I say, not what I do. That would be.
So this guy, right?
What about Charles Bronson? Is he out?
I think he's wanting out, but I don't want to take advice from him.
I don't know.
See the women that are after him.
Oh Christ!
He's in his 70s.
Nice.
He's known as Britain's most dangerous prisoner.
He's not though.
Yeah, but
He's a fanny.
But holy shit, I wouldn't be like, whoa, he's lovely.
He's made some.
I like a bad boy. He's been in jail for 50
Oh,
years.
so you want a female like advice? Okay.
No, this guy's fine.
Jill Dando.
Because he has a dick root, and I didn't know what a dick root was until I saw this guy's, and I'm not sure if
I've
they're
never
hollow
liked.
or not.
I've never
Bing!
liked low slung jeans. It'd be annoying.
I don't know. I've never thought about it.
I like a jean up. Just again.
He could maybe get me a dick root. I can't get a dick root now because I've got a hernia. Half of it's just hanging out on its own.
This bulbous.
Ugh.
Fucking Bieber. Is he not fucked off? He's annoying. He's married some other nobody and they just prick about. Remember him spitting on his fans?
Yeah.
At least Michael Jackson almost threw his baby at his fans.
That's true. At least you get something out of that. You're getting DNA either way. So that was my first plan, right? To get a spiritual advisor to go with the ego, you know. And so it's this guy with the dick root, cool glasses. He's got the leather jacket. You got to trust someone.
Who you need.
What?
You need one of those like SoundCloud rappers. Okay, one of the white guys who's got the facial tattoos and the grill teeth.
Yeah.
But just the most heinous of one.
Not a good one.
There's one that it's awful.
You don't remember his
I don't
name?
know his name. Why would I know his fucking name? But he's got the grill and that. I think he's got contact lenses, tattoos in his forehead, the cornrows in his hair.
I think I know who you mean.
He's
He'd keep me right.
Oh fuck!
Because the thing is, it's not about stopping me from doing things.
No.
This is about ego.
No, it's untapping.
So whatever I think,
it's untapping
is
potential.
right.
Yeah, you're getting in your own way.
Exactly. And I need someone to make sure I don't get in my
You
way.
need a security team to keep you safe from yourself.
I've needed that all my life.
Yeah.
To be honest, have you seen the state of me? Everything wrong with me, I've caused.
Remember that episode of Frasier when he gets himself a butler?
No, I don't.
That's
remember.
what you need.
Well, when I was at school,
Runs you baths.
I went into this room. We got told there's this guy coming. He's come all the way from England to Scotland to make sure you people can get a job. He is known as an expert, the expert of experts in getting people jobs.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
He's a career advisor. He's like the Jesus career advisor.
God.
And he uses this thing called a computer. So I'll go in this room and there's this guy and he's got this off-white shirt. He's got a loosened brown knitted tie. He's smoking. He's got a moustache. He's a bit overweight. He's jaded. And he says, right, sons, take a seat. Okay. Didn't ask me what I wanted to do. Right?
Just looked at you.
He just looked at me.
He's
asked what my classes were, and then with the cigarette in his finger, single tap on this screen with it looked like the Matrix. It was just green. Right? He went tap. Sat back and went, watch this. Grr, 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 grr. This printer, the heat coming off, it was unbelievable. I couldn't hear the noise, the excitement. I couldn't believe what was going on. It was overwhelming. Technology was surrounding me. There was a computer over there. I had a keyboard that was quite amazing. A printer, it was the size of a fridge going brr, 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 brr. Tick, 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 tick. It was like watching war games. And out it came. It took about 10 minutes to print this sheet and he tore it off. Oh, it was like the start of World War III. What's happening? Do you know what it said? 2 words. Bottler or butler.
But.
And it was butler or bottler.
Bottler.
I don't know what a bottler was. Even he went, what's that?
Put stuff in bottles.
And you know what he done? He folded it up.
Threw it in the bin.
No. He had an envelope.
Oh, fuck.
He put it in an envelope and he took his time and he handed it to me and went, send in the next lad. I'd waited a whole week for this moment.
Well,
I was
I think your life could have been better if you'd been a butler. You've smartened up a little bit.
He didn't tell me anything.
So this guy was
I
essentially...
still don't know what a bottler is.
This guy was essentially a cunt whisperer.
Yeah.
And he was going around...
Not an advisor.
Like a snake oil salesman. We used to get them. They'd come to my school. The army would rock up.
Mm-hmm.
Came with the Jeep.
Oh,
and they'd
yeah.
let everybody try the gun.
Yeah.
So I'm not fucking going near that twat.
I see. This is the way it used
do you not
to be.
find that fair enough if you want to join the army?
Oh, it was awful.
Don't be the guy that goes round the schools.
Yeah, I remember that they'd come around the schools and they'd be all like that. And they went, so here is an SA-80 rifle and the tank's out the back. Knock yourself out. So you'd just be in the tank. Yeah. It was really strange. But with this guy, it was so exciting. Right. I remember the Ford Transit outside that was holding the computer that came in. And I remember the teachers were looking through the windows going, oh, it was just, it was so exciting. It was magical to see this
I
computer.
wouldn't have found that magical. Computers
But
are shit.
We were told, because we had like, in the computer department, it was
Right.
all BBC Micros. It was all this
Oh,
sort of
yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah.
They went, oh, this thing is a supercomputer, like off the films. That's the way it was described to us. And it was, I'm
Did you
sure
ever-
it was just a BBC Micro, but in a different colour.
We had a guy, he was a retired science teacher,
Yeah.
and he'd been at the grammar school and he'd blown himself up. So he'd a bit of his nose missing.
Oh, right, okay.
And in his retirement, I think he'd got PTSD, he'd been concussive shock. The guy was a bit of a wreck. But what he had was stuff. I forget his bloody name. Somebody I was at school would remind me. And it was the highlight of the year. And you'd all go through the hall,
Yeah.
and he'd be up on the stage, and he'd have stuff. He'd have shrunken heads.
Mm-hmm.
He'd have a little cannon he would fire.
Okay.
He says, look at this, a grenade. And he pulled the pin out and threw it in the audience. And it landed in the lass's lap and she shot herself.
I would, yeah.
But
I
it was just
understand.
wonderful. You would not be allowed that now. But it was just magic.
We had a teacher,
Magic.
and he was a lovely guy,
Right, okay.
and he had a terrible limp
Right,
because he had a bit of his leg missing.
shot off. Bitten
Well,
off by a crocodile.
In the war, right?
Okay.
In the war. And everyone said, in the war, in the war. But as we got older, through secondary, we were realising, wait, he's not that old,
No.
right? Do you know what it was?
It was always at war, though. There's a war somewhere.
Someone one day just asked him, what, your leg? You got that in the war? I went, yeah. No, it was in wartime. He was a child. He was playing with his brothers, hide and seek. And beside him was stables.
A horse
and-
bit him.
He hid in the trough and pulled the hay over him, and all the horses were like Clydesdales, and one bit him and it got infected,
Oh, my God.
and they had to remove a part of the muscle.
That's a big...
And we were going around going, he's killed 200 Germans. He was 6.
You do know that horses have got canine teeth, like fangs.
Did you see the guy getting
Enough to-
attacked by the zebra the other day?
Oh, a zebra,
Almo-
fuck you
Took
up.
his arm off,
Fuck you right up.
and the
Seen
police
two-
came around, just fucking
You
shot
seen
it.
horses
It was
fighting with
Jesus.
each other?
Oh yeah, they just ripped the flesh
Oh,
out.
mental thing.
So this is what he got.
Oh.
It took a chunk out of him, got infected, and had to remove it all. And apparently, it left him with a huge bit missing out his leg. And but he just said it was in the war, so
But
we assumed it was behind enemy lines as a spy.
A lot of teachers had been servicemen.
Oh, we had
Because
yeah,
the last of them, when I was at school, the last of them.
our English
Yeah,
teacher.
yeah.
Yeah, he was a paratrooper,
Well,
and he had a whole story and
when
everything.
I
You're like,
don't know if I mentioned this, but we used to go, part of your science thing, you got in my school, you go up to this annex.
yeah,
There was like a gardening department.
okay,
And there was greenhouses and stuff, and I used to kind of enjoy it. You'd learn how to pot plants,
Mhm.
useful stuff at school.
Yeah.
There's not much of that, but there's an old guy sat in the shed rolling dopes, and giving fags to people. And during the war, he was a paratrooper,
right,
and they put him behind enemy lines,
uh-huh.
and he would like blow up railway lines and shit.
Oh my god!
And he's this old fanny sitting there, great old guy.
And this
But
is
they wrote, I think he was in like Commando magazine or something. They wrote a story about the fucker.
oh my god! No,
He'd have
but
killed you.
I found the teachers that I had
Yeah.
that'd been in the war. They were the nicest
Yeah.
old guys.
Well, they're all down.
Do you know what I mean? Back in the 80s, they were old. They were all heading towards retirement and all this
Yeah.
sort of thing. But they were the nicest.
Yeah, well,
I found them to be the softest.
The guys who are the military blowhards are the guys
Yeah.
who never saw anything.
Yeah.
The guys that just would have gone with it, a lot of them have seen horrible
yeah,
stuff.
And they probably did see things, but I think I had 4 teachers that
Yeah.
had been in the war, and they were
Yeah.
very soft, and they were all about being nice to each other and
Yeah.
education. They were very into believing in people
Well, if you're
rather
against,
than
if you're against war,
yeah.
what do you have to focus on? Education.
Yeah,
Only way to stop war is educating young
That's
people not
true.
to fucking go into that.
that's true.
But they keep making that mistake.
That was like there was a period, and they were trying to get all soldiers to get degrees and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But then they all went, "Oh, wait a minute, I don't want to be a soldier."
thi-
They started out thinking it, so they stopped that.
I think America what was the plan they had for servicemen coming back to America? They all got grants. A lot of them went to
Right.
university.
yeah.
So I mean, it was quite kind of yeah.
What's the guy? I think he played in Pearl Jam. I think he played in Nirvana. And now I may get this wrong, but definitely Pearl Jam.
Okay.
He went, I need someone else in life. He joined the army, went into proper special forces,
Right.
round the world, all sorts of missions, come back, got his degree in philosophy, and now he's a fucking incredible guy. Really unusual.
Okay, that's a bit
A
wild.
really, I can't remember his name, but done everything.
Okay.
You know,
Imagine if Flea was in the Special Forces. Attention to detail with his house.
his house. Well, you told me all about it, so I went looking. Not what I expected.
Imagine
Yeah.
who's the fake band that looked like Michael Jackson in the UK?
5-star.
Imagine they come helicoptering in those suits.
Would you? Right. I've often
How
thought
could you
about
shoot
this.
that? It's like Dazzle.
A lot of war is psychology,
Yeah.
right? Stuff like that. And if you were sitting in a trench
Yeah, and 5-star.
and 5-star appeared, you go, they know something I don't.
Backlit.
Right? I'm getting the shoulder pads.
Diamantes just catching the light.
Oh my
Fucking-
God. I'd be out of there like a shot. I'd go, fuck this shit.
And then they start.
Yeah.
Oh, little cannons hidden in the shoulder pads just start strafing you.
See, you're saying that like it's a joke. That would terrify me.
Yeah, it's like like a mongoose with a snake.
They spent all their money.
Oh, they've nothing left.
They got
at all.
nothing.
They got a bit of surgery done.
They got a lot of surgery done. Some in particular, and they I think they're still touring. As there's,
Well,
I think there's 3 of them. in
That's
5-star.
That's only way the story. The most fascinating hardcore story in British music is Bucks Fizz.
Oh, that's
Bucks
just
Fizz.
the
is-
intrigue.
It's fan.
They've got
It
assassins.
needs a TV series. There was a bus crash, strokes, fucking David Van Day.
Oh,
he's got the band.
He's stolen.
He stole
It's
it.
not his band. No. He was in another band.
Dollar.
He was in another band. Now he's able to steal another
Just
band.
took it.
It's my
But the amount of money they've spent on lawyers over the years.
all their money's
Oh,
gone.
gone.
And Cheryl Baker, she was friends with Roy Castle and
Ken, who's back? Annika Rice. Challenge Annika's back.
what?
The 80s are just back.
But she's in her late 70s.
Oh, she looks well on it.
Oh,
She's,
good for
she's got
her,
that
good
mad
for her.
energy.
I want the Interceptor back
Oh, God.
with that posh
That
Scottish
Scottish guy still alive?
I don't know, but he had one of those voices that went,
He always... Because it would be
I'm
some...
coming to get you.
There'd be some overweight, like accountant, Glynis from Cardiff.
Yeah.
And she could barely run. And he was having to, like... pull
Yeah,
back.
well, the problem is...
He never caught them.
He had a helicopter. They said, right, you run. We've got a helicopter and lasers.
It was
It's
like, what was the thing?
Nobody could get away.
Because what was the thing Annika Rice did that she ran about?
She had to figure out clues. And
So Interceptor was like a version of that.
yeah, where you attacked people, but she was just on her own.
The
And she had
whole-
What
What was the what? Yeah, but there was one. The
It made
teams
no
did
sense.
it. Oh yeah, it was teams. Remember, because it was teams in the studio, and
And they had
Annika
to-
Rice
yeah.
was basically it was like a computer game. It was like Lara Croft.
That's right.
with
You had
Anna-
to tell. And you
Tell her
had
what to do.
But do you remember?
Scratch your arse on that fence post, Annika, and she
was
would have to
like
do
that.
it.
Wee bit more, slower. 3, 2, 1 with Dusty Bin. Now go and watch 3, 2, 1.
The 80s had a lot of coke.
Go and watch
Nobody
3, 2, 1.
understood it.
And they give you a puzzle,
Nobody
and they would
does.
say this little limerick,
Oh,
and it
God.
makes no sense.
Everybody would be sitting in the house like,
and you're like, oh, I think it.
my brain's
And,
itching.
and do you know what happened?
Ugh.
He would go 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
He'd give you the answer, and people go, I was thinking that. No, you weren't. There's no possible way
He killed
to win
himself.
that boat.
He killed himself.
What?
They found him in the bin. He's like suffocated inside Dusty Bin.
Oh,
Dusty
God.
Bin wasn't a robot. Dusty Bin was a wee guy in the bin.
I could believe that.
Just like we're running it.
I remember in the 80s on TV, they
The
used to
80s were
say,
terrible.
this is the newest technology. This is even the NASA boffins don't know how it's done. That's the way we would describe
Are
scientists
you
in
talking
NASA.
about the Krypton factor?
Anything. And a 100%, right? It was a guy in a box moving things.
Wilf Lung. Professor Wilf Lung.
Love all that shit. Do you remember the Great Egg Race?
Yes.
Wonderful.
Oh, that was a good... No, but you've got... Most of the 80s was like... They would just televise team building weekends.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's what everything was.
The Great Egg
Crystal
Race.
Maze is the same.
Crystal Maze.
What
oh,
a
I'd
load
never
of
liked
shite.
that. I never liked the Crystal
Shite.
Maze. Didn't like it.
I like O'Brien, but I didn't like it. But
Krypton Factor was good because someone could
I
get hurt on
never
that.
watched it once. Never
You could
watched
do maths and get your head split.
That guy was a housewife's favourite. Remember, he was the stern guy that ran it.
Oh, kind of liked it
Terrible.
myself. Tell me what to do.
The Great Egg Race. That wasn't a Wilf Long. It was the other guy,
Yeah.
the wild hair.
Can't remember.
It
But
doesn't
wonderful.
Because he did have to just get an egg from A to B.
Yeah, but they said it has to fly.
Yeah.
Or it has to, and it can't break. It was just
Oh,
dead simple
yeah, it's just
engineering.
nice.
Well, it's
Did you
simple
like
engineering
Scrap Heap
question.
Challenge?
No,
What did you dislike about it?
it seemed fake.
Well,
In the sense
of course,
that,
but all TV's fake.
yeah, but you didn't get that from like the Great Egg Race. You got it from Scrap Heap Challenge.
They don't like dead space. So all shows on television, like all the cookery
Got to
shows,
make it
you've got to
interesting.
get this done in 20 minutes.
Yeah,
It's all a
just-
lie.
Just make
TV's
it-
a lie.
And they're saying, right, you've got these 2 Ford Fiestas that are burnt out. You've got to make a helicopter. And they did. And I was like, nah, that's
because
bullshit.
they had to have things completed.
Yeah,
If somebody failed,
yeah.
there'd be no show.
My favourite thing ever was like 60-minute makeover. And they went into this woman's house and they done this.
Fucked up.
Well, it was, she had her very expensive pots collection, like
They
teapots.
painted them.
What they did is they go, we've got new shelves. And they had cables from the roof and all these shelves. And as they're about to walk in the room, boom, the whole lot comes down, shatters it, and she starts shouting, get the fuck out of my house. She goes mental and goes, we'll replace everything. She goes, you fucking can't. She goes mental. I love that.
It's
They
that
needed-
Lawrence Llewellyn Bowen cunt. What happened to Carol Smiley?
Carol Smiley's hair probably took over with her.
I think she was a vicious bitch.
Do you think so?
She got binned.
Done.
I had the TV was on the other morning.
She had
and it
that
was
Karen haircut, didn't
the
she?
Scottish radio DJs. Like Robin Galloway never got to suck the BBC One teat, did he?
No,
Never got. He was
too
always
dangerous.
regional, too
Too
dangerous.
much coke.
But Edith Bowman, she was for a while. She was on the morning
Yeah,
radio.
she was everywhere.
She's back and she's now doing country music.
Oh no!
She's
what
done-
Does what does she know about country
She's
music?
done what I like to call a brambles.
Her folks had the Cras
Yeah.
Nest in Anstruther.
It's like Jackie Bramble. She was on Radio 1 and now she's back in like
Jackie Brambles.
Jackie
I think I've
Bramble.
mentioned this, but my favourite thing about her is she would be on ITV and she would do like Hollywood news. And it was Angelina Jolie's in a new film. Isn't that great? And with all the kids, who could imagine? But then, if you knew someone had died, because she'd be wearing her glasses and she'd go. So to have a bit of gravitas, she'd have her glasses
remember
on.
Paul Coyer,
Idiot.
Paul Coyer and Debbie Greenwood. Remember Debbie
These,
Greenwood?
are
They still alive?
familiar. I can't. How do you remember these
Paul
names?
Coyer and Debbie Greenwood.
Oh my god!
Because Ross King, he ended up going to America, taking loads of steroids,
With
got
these-
massive hands.
He's flowery.
Oh, he's a fucking idiot.
He's
But someone more.
I heard he's straight.
Oh, I know he is straight. He's married a load of women.
That's
He's
wild,
got a
eh?
trophy wife. He gets
You would
it.
never know.
There's something about Scottishness. If you watch, for example, a Grand Designs with
Okay.
Kevin, a serial fucking con artist, Kevin McLeod.
Okay.
He set up a business. People lost a lot of money.
Understood.
Ditched over
understood.
it though.
Yeah.
But he, when he's doing these Grand Designs, people speak shite.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of pontificating about the building. And because you hear it in an English accent, you kind of, it washes over you.
Yeah.
You
Yeah. I know what you
expect it.
mean.
But I saw one that was Scottish people doing it. There was a lassie I was at university with who was a cunt. And it was just awful. Because it was done in a kind of Scottish accent. So you saw
It
through
evokes nature through my
Yeah.
stairs in my house,
Yeah.
and you're like, ugh. You know why Grand Designs is bullshit?
it. Why?
I can tell you why. Very easily.
One thing I
Stairs.
learned about
Stairs.
One thing I learned about Grand Design.
Uh-huh.
Building houses is a fucking erotic delight.
No, it isn't.
It
What?
is. It is. Every time you watch it,
Yeah.
halfway through the house, the woman's up the duff. They're
Oh.
riding in the building.
That's disgusting.
A cement mixer.
a
There must
cement-
be
You beat me to it.
Oh, get the vibration.
That's
It
disgusting.
must open up the tubes, you know.
No, stairs. Every set of stairs in these houses are a
Death
death,
trap.
trap. Exactly.
Has nobody heard of like a
Get a banister.
banister?
Now, I've got banisters, and
Oh.
2 years ago, I told you I fell down my stairs. My foot went through the railings, and I was hanging upside down with my bloody dressing gown up over my head and
See.
balls out. It was horrific.
Remember Jamie Oliver and his like spiral staircase he used to slide down.
Oh,
I hate Jamie Oliver.
I hate him.
He's back. He's fucking
Why is he
back.
back?
300
children.
Well, Jules, his fucking red-faced wife. She should get a cream for that. But he, he's little fucking bairns. But I don't know what to see his kids. But he sticks them on the telly.
See, that's not any good.
And
Don't
no
do
good.
that. Don't do that.
But he's back. Meals for £1.
Oh,
It's all the crisis. So he's like
Oh, so
cost of
he's-
living. What we
yeah,
need.
what's he getting paid for that?
This twat.
Fuck him.
Fuck you.
Fuck him.
Because it was like that last Jack Monroe.
No, who's this?
She was like the kind of poverty porn person. She did all the meals for a pound.
Oh, right, okay.
But look into it, it's fascinating because she kind of said she was all in her uppers and she had no money and she was cooking meal and
Right,
stuff and
okay.
letting it all eat out.
Okay.
And she became a bit of a kind of celebrity. And people was unpleasant to her. That Katie Hopkins, she sued and won.
Okay.
But it turns out this lassie's not. She comes from a bit of money.
Oh, it's
And
the
folk-
way of it, yeah.
Folk
of
had
course.
looked into her meals. and
Poverty
said,
porn, yeah.
You'll starve to death.
Mm-hmm.
Ken, she was saying this can feed 4 people. So people said, that's
No, you can't.
impossible.
Yeah.
That is impossible. You can't just live in chickpeas.
It was like,
weird.
to let our international listeners know how we feel about poverty, we had a politician who said, you know, if you're on the dole, you're on this job seekers allowance, income support, whatever you want to call it, I can live on it and I will show you. So he had a bath, used the bath water to wash his clothes. This is not a joke. And he said, easy, I can live off this money. Then it was found out he was going out for meals. He was going out to the House of Commons bar, whatever it was, and he faked the whole thing.
Ian Duncan Smith did similar. Old IBS. Just dirty bastards.
Dirty bastard.
That salmonella bitch with her tinfoil down the back. It just infuriates me.
These horrible
when
people.
I was the poorest I've ever been when I was a student in Glasgow. And well, to be fair, I was spending all the money on booze.
Well, that'll do
So
it.
it's my own fault.
Yeah.
Again, it was self-inflicted. But I just wanted to see, I've got to kind of get by a little bit. And there was a period of time I was living on pasta with tomato juice.
It's
Not
not
tomato
good.
sauce,
It's not good.
pasta with tomato juice.
That'll be a thin taste.
just no cheese.
Oh my
No
God.
cheese. And I was just, but you just, because you're 18.
Oh,
fuck
that
it, you
doesn't
just-
matter.
doesn't
You get
matter.
by.
No money. And I was, my currency was glass bottles of iron brew.
No, that
I'd buy
is
my
still a
fag-
currency.
I'd buy my fags.
That's still a currency. So, the man who I'm going to follow or be inspired by, and people have kind of forgot about him, and I think this is a bit unfair. Will I Am.
Oh, he's a twat.
Wait, hold on.
It's like a
But his
leprechaun.
wait, hold on. His ego is out of control.
Is it?
Because do you know he spent 15 years inventing everything that's already been invented? He is Elon Musk before Elon Musk.
I find him really annoying personality.
Ego. This is what
His
I'm going
band
for.
were shit.
They were ego. Why are you not picking up
Is
here?
he on that? Is he on that voice shit they keep chugging out?
Ego.
I
Because he
saw-
can tell people if they're good or not now.
My dad sent me a clip of this old Jewish dude at a piano, kind of like America's Got Talent.
Yeah, okay.
Funny old guy, mad hair, like Leo Sayer. But anyway, the judges were some comedian I don't know, some bald-headed actor guy, Heidi Klum.
Yeah.
She's a model. What does she know about talent? Okay.
Yeah.
Mel B.
Oh no! Why would she be telling
Mel
anyone?
B.
you
No,
can-
but Americans think Mel B's got some ability. She is.
She
what?
doesn't.
Mel B. Like,
I just think she has
These-
ability of being a terrible
but
neighbour.
this country, we've got Simon Cowell. We've got that terrible act. I'm just shite.
Just
Our
shite.
dross. I
But the whole
tell-
thing's dross.
It's all
yeah.
dross.
So I'm going to give you.
Okay.
You know, I like a quote.
So you think that you want him to? Okay.
He's going to be my guiding light,
What's the name?
my North Star.
Nobody knows the other people.
Other ones. So here we go.
You know, there's a woman at my work called Gillian, and I call her Jill. I am. She left now.
Oh, I bet that just made her so happy.
It did.
Will I Am
Uh-huh.
quotes. First one. Crime and violence are the easiest emotions to reenact. Now, that may sound like it makes no sense,
Crime's
but that's
not-
a genius.
Crimes.
They are emotions because Will I Am says they're emotions. Sunshine. Next one. I'm a fan of X-Men. Next one. I can be quiet, but that's when I notice the ringing in my ears. These are all quotes that he's put out to change the world.
He's a fucking twat.
So here's his inventions. Now, recently, he modified a Tesla. Essentially, he put bits of plastic and stickers on it. It's amazing. But he's improved it. You got
Is he like a Black Adam Savage?
No, he's just...
But is anybody
I think
take him
he's just-
seriously musically?
No.
Somebody...
Not since 2000.
Kate Ross told me the other day, Ryan Reynolds,
Yeah.
a mid-ranking actor,
Yeah.
you know he's now the wealthiest man in Hollywood.
Yeah,
He
because he
sold
just
his
sold
phone
Mint.
company
Yeah,
for 1.5 billion.
and he gets a nice chunk of that. So yeah, that's how you make your money, businessman. It's
business.
like Jessica Alba.
Oh yeah.
She's super rich.
People have always said, I think it was Jay-Z, he said they've got money. Jay-Z has money, but they want the money.
That's
And
true.
it's a completely
Jessica
different
Alba, she
Jessica
got
Alba's got the money.
Children's wear or something,
Okay.
makeup,
Okay.
married a billionaire. This all helps.
The Kardashians, basically, the entire empire's built on sucking a cock.
God, if it was only that easy.
If you could just, that's taken. Ken, how there's that thing, there's YouTube videos where somebody gets like, they'll get an empty bottle of Iron Brew,
Okay.
and they've got to get that and upscale, and then get the money from that,
Yeah,
and then buy
yeah.
a bag of
Uh-huh.
apples and sell the apples, and they try and get from a bottle of Iron Brew to a Tesla car
Yeah.
in a month.
Mm-hmm.
They took sucking a cock, that was stage one, to billions of pounds. It's impressive.
Now
We
were talking.
Kim
recently,
Kardashian's an impressive lady.
We were talking recently about VHS now are
Yeah.
collectible, and I was telling you how music equipment has got out of control
Yeah,
second
yeah,
hand
yeah.
because it should be. It's just happened again this week, but it's
Oh.
happened in sort of real time
Okay.
rather than a growth. And what it is there's a guy in Kansas City, Josh, and he has GHS pedals. And
Right,
now he has
okay.
the biggest sort of collection of pedals. He has a fantastic show. Really nice guy, really into music and creates good stuff. And he got this now discontinued pedal called the Digitech Bad Monkey. A favourite pedal of mine, 50 quid.
Right.
And he put it up against a pedal called a Clon Center, which goes for like 10 grand.
Okay.
You cannot tell the difference in them
Right.
audibly. No possible way.
Right.
They've gone from £50 to 250 quid up to £600 within a day,
Uh-huh.
and people are buying them. Now, everyone's going on at this guy.
On
Why
demand.
did you do this? Well, you've ruined this market. And he's like, wait a minute. Nobody gave a shit about this pedal for 20 years,
Yeah.
and now you all want it. It's like there's no such thing as great tone.
If
Get
you-
something you like and
Because Adam Savage does something like that. If he sees a wee tool, a niche little vintage tool,
yeah.
they'll sell out.
They'll sell out.
Yeah.
And this is what now
That's-
this I
But
understand
isn't
marketing.
It's not new to this.
I know, but this craziness.
This is not new.
I've always told people Digitech Bad Monkey, great pedal in front of your amp, it's great.
The
dirt
Dutch,
cheap.
the Dutch and their tulips. It's a story as old as time.
I got told by people, no, you've never played a proper tube screamer. You've never done that. You've never.
a tube screamer. That's
Yeah.
my new name for you. Tube
Exactly.
screamer. That's when you're going for a shite.
But now, oh, if only. But now
Uh-huh.
it's suddenly worth a ridiculous amount of
But
money.
nothing's worth anything.
It's nonsense. It
Nothing.
doesn't exist.
Nothing's worth anything.
But last week you could get it for 50 quid.
Yeah.
And today there's £600 they're asking for them. And I hate this. It's not true. So if anyone out
Well,
there
it's
is a musician and you're learning about getting equipment and stuff like that,
Please don't, because we've got enough fucking guitars.
get something
Don't just do
Wait,
something
wait.
else.
that you like the sound of. Don't listen to anyone else.
Oh,
Don't say this
oh.
is. You look at reviews
Oh.
and you look at things, right? And you go, oh, that sounds better. There sometimes they'll have two pedals against each other, and expensive and cheap. If the cheap one, you go, actually, I like that better, then it is better.
But please don't. I don't like guitar sounds. It's
Please don't buy expensive second-hand pedals. It's a waste of money.
not. I'd throw myself. If you see somebody busking, I throw myself in front of traffic.
What's wrong with buskers?
It's just awful.
No.
Fucking somebody
Fun.
noodling away on a guitar.
That kept me going for years. Busking, that
That's what-
subsidised my income.
That's what started Dundee's deterioration. You
Me
fucking music.
busking. Well, the walkways that I used to do it in fell down.
Well, just as well. They were demolished.
They were
Just-
demolished
we
to
need to
keep
get
me
rid
out.
of that cunt. Can we seal him in?
Okay, so his next one.
Ah.
I want everyone to go on to the internet after the show
Uh-huh.
and look at I Am Auto. And it's I Am Auto, right? I Am
It's
Auto.
a robot.
It's a car. Now, this is not the Tesla. He designed a car. It looks like when Homer Simpson designed a car.
Canyonero
It's
thing. Okay.
fucking
Yeah.
hilarious.
The home, yeah.
It's got gull wings. I swear to God, it's
fucking
made out of plywood.
He's just an idiot.
It's got those sort of angles on it.
Just an
It's
idiot.
fucking so funny, right?
It's like kind of
worth
guys
seeing.
that take like a Ford Fiesta and they put like a fucking Porsche body on it.
Yeah,
And there's
yeah.
Lochie Road.
Oh, Yeah.
Things about I'm getting.
No,
They've put like
incidents.
cycle lane. Who cycles to Lochee? Nobody.
I cycle.
What's the point of putting in cycle lanes?
There's one person. It's me.
Well, it's a waste of time.
So
see if any cunts park on my street for Lochee Road, I'm going to destroy their cars. You have been warned.
oh my God. He invented the smartwatch, but don't call it the smartwatch. It's the smart cuff. Apparently, it's huge, it's heavy, it doesn't work very well. The battery doesn't even last a day. It's amazing.
You can still buy.
But you can
these.
make... Now, wait.
People
you
are
can-
suddenly buying them because you've
Because
said
I've
this.
said it. This is what'll happen, but it's worth it, and I'll tell you why. You can make phone calls on it. It's a phone.
Right,
That's fine.
Idiotic.
But wait, when you press the numbers, he sings the numbers. Will.i.am sings the numbers when you dial.
But we're living in a world. We're living in a world now where even shiteness is a positivity.
Will.i.am.
No, because people will Instagram me, fucking YouTube video people
Yeah.
will buy a piece of shit to just go, can't believe how shit this is.
Well, there used to be a site, and it was a wonderful site. A woman, I think she was New York. She
Right.
had to give it up because it was just for a passion project, and it was called Regretsy,
Right.
and it was all the worst things on Etsy.
Yeah.
But what happened when she featured it? The people sold out,
Yeah.
and they got angry because they wanted people to buy it for the right reasons and not the bad reasons. But people were actually making a lot of money.
It's idiot. But yeah.
Yeah.
But it's a thin line, so because sometimes, if you go into a charity shop, you buy an ornament,
Mm-hmm.
and it's so fucking ugly. It's
You can't.
wonderful.
You can't. There's
It's
one
wonderful.
here.
Yeah.
You can't. You just
what,
love it.
what is good and what is bad? What is bad good and good bad? It's fucking.
Okay, say you've got an incredibly stylish house like Flea's, but there's one thing of kitsch in it, like the fish next door.
Can't allow it to happen.
But no, if you just have one, it's
destroys it.
incredibly stylish. No,
Destroys the whole building.
it's incredibly
No, no, it
stylish. But if you have
pollutes
two,
Pollutes it.
no, I
Pollutes
disagree.
it.
I disagree.
Like a cuckoo clock. Like a modernist building with a cuckoo clock on the wall. Awful.
Now, he came up with another. Will.i.am
Oh,
came up with
Jesus
another
Christ.
watch, and it was called the Pulse. And you know what it said? This is its tagline: "The Pulse is awesomeness untethered, so no cables."
So it went up your arsehole.
It was a smartwatch.
Imagine
The
if your
selling point,
arse-
I had no cables.
Imagine your arsehole could tell you the time.
Mine's can.
It just pulsed.
See, since I got off of wheat,
Uh-huh.
right? 8 o'clock every morning, I need a shit. You could set your watch by it every
Okay.
morning. And sometimes I'm in at work and I go, I've got to go here.
I know.
But it's fine because the phantom shiter
Yes.
has stopped.
I suppose your stomach does tell you when it's tea time, doesn't it?
Yeah. You can do it.
Yeah. Your body is rhythmic.
Then-
3 o'clock you have a wee...
Oh, you get a wee bit tired.
Yeah.
You need your siesta.
My
That's
dad
right.
always goes and sits down at 3 and has a wee nap. Just a wee...
Siestas.
40 winks.
Well, they done that with people. They put them in a box. They couldn't tell if it was day or night or whatever, and they went into a proper cycle of siesta, and so that's meant. And the only reason we don't have it is because the Industrial Revolution had to work.
Yeah, we talk.
So the next thing he invented, a COVID face mask, but this was just
His
a few
face.
months ago. At the
Oh.
end of COVID, $300.
Oh,
But wait, listen. 3 built-in fans, noise cancelling, mic, LED day glow lights, Bluetooth 5, magnetic earbuds, and a 7-hour battery. And it's called the Super Mask with an X.
What a twat.
So you can't breathe, you
There's
can't
nobody
hear.
telling him. What's
No,
his-
because he's got an ego.
Does he have some
listen to me.
trophy girlfriend or anything?
I don't know. He just seems to be on his own a lot.
He's monkish, isn't
But
he?
he has a notepad and he invents stuff.
No, he doesn't.
That's the way I want to be. Now he has a smart home called Wink, right? And right, know what I should say at this point? He did make a statement that we should think before we 3D print humans. Now that is something that hit home with me, and I kind of agree.
Can you can 3D print meat though, can't you?
Yeah,
You're not
but he's
3D
worried about 3D printing him because he goes, how do I copyright myself?
You're not 3D printing like valves for hearts now out of meat. Have you seen that
Yeah,
scanner
you,
you
get
can
lots of
do
things.
where you can get a tiny little version of yourself? And
Yeah.
it's all cut. I'd love
It's
one
really
of them.
good.
I wish somebody could have
We could
this.
get a 3D version
Oh,
of...
that's-
You know what'd be great? No, wait, I'm not telling our... Because that's
Could I, if
asking
someone
people
does
to
it
swim.
for me, could you do it and I'm atop a donkey?
I thought, wait, how
A
about
rearing
action
donk-
figures of us
Oh.
in the packet?
No, it's easy to do. We just need to buy a couple He-Man toys,
Yeah.
pop off the heads, put our heads on because it's the same. You're like Stinko.
This is not. This is.
Or
I'm thinking about this. This is not a good idea.
Your head would look good on Fisto's body.
Now, I'm going to end it right here.
Oh.
The last thing that he done. Now, this is my favourite. And if you've not seen it, I implore you to go and look at this great thing. It was quite a few years ago now.
Yeah.
And it was for an old iPhone.
Okay.
And it was an iPhone case. But the case was $500.
What was it made from?
Plastic. White and gold. It was a huge chunk of a thing. You put it in, a Bluetooth keyboard came out the bottom, it had lenses on it, it had like loads of stuff. But you think, that's too big to put in your bag. That's okay. It came with a huge gold chain to put around your neck.
A fucking idiot.
It made it into like
he's one of these guys. I take it he's older than us, is he? But he pretends to be dead young.
I would imagine he's a similar age to us.
Yeah,
probably. Yeah,
probably.
But he's got to be. And this phone case, I would actually love to have. Just for a bit of history.
Yeah.
Again, like what you said, it's so shit you want to own it.
So shit, yeah.
It is the worst looking thing. It's a pile of crap. It ruins your phone, the purpose of a phone. And it's amazing. And you wear it around your neck. And he was going to premieres going, check.
Oh, Jesus.
Look,
Christ.
and he was promoting it.
Their time in the sun was a long time ago.
But he's convinced he can invent anything. He designs his own clothes. It's not a good
surrounded
look.
by people that tell him he's good. When you pay people...
Because there's money.
We should employ somebody that tells us we're great. That would help with egos.
Would good. I want ego. Because nobody tells us we're great.
Not once in life.
Is there anyone in your life close to you tells you the
No,
show's great?
no.
Nope. Same here.
Nobody they listen to it on sufferance.
My girlfriend.
My niece slagged me off. Said there was too much swearing in it. And then she called me a nerd because I corrected her because she was calling Grogu Baby Yoda. And I said, as a matter of fact, his name's Grogu. And she just started calling me.
And wait a minute, how old is this young lady?
Oh, I'm not sure. She's like 8 or 10.
And she fucking...
She's 10. She's 10. She's a decade old.
And she calls you a nerd.
Thanks. Thanks, you wee shite.
Oh, that's amazing. Oh, good for her. That's amazing. But no, I have... My girlfriend does listen to it and she does enjoy the show. She laughs. She watches them all. But she doesn't see the full videos because she doesn't join Patreon. She's not going to give me $2 a month. But if you want to see the full version of the videos, head over to Patreon and you'll get them all. But when she comes up to the house, she sits and watches the versions and she loves it. She watches them all.
Oh, that's
never
good.
misses one.
I wouldn't have paid.
No, don't say you wouldn't have paid. No. You encourage everyone to be. This is why you're not involved in this side of the business.
I bumped into Sleazy Tam
the
other day.
Yeah.
Pulls up in his car.
Yeah.
Sleazy Tam's the number plate.
Oh my God.
And he said to me that he loves the BBC.
So you've got a friend.
He wasn't talking about the British Broadcasting Corporation.
Is that what you told me at the start? You've got a sleazy Tam. Was that your joke?
No, Joe, it's a fact.
Is that a fact?
He said he loves him and Goldilocks. Love to sit down a Saturday night with a BBC.
Oh no! Oh God!
Double ender.
Yep. Seen them for sale.
They're all fighting each other because old Sharon, she's been getting too much attention, so Sleazy Tam's annoyed.
I'm going to stick with all the attention on Sharon.
Yeah,
I'm going to do it. I've taken a side.
Yeah.
I've taken a side.
But Cheryl started listening as well.
Cheryl?
Well, I'm not going to slag her off, Cheryl.
No, not at all. Cheryl, thanks for listening. We do appreciate it. If there's anything you don't like here,
it's all the folk at the work. It's all the folk at the work you try and avoid,
and they're listening. Oh, what could you do?
It's not the high. Again, it's not the educated ones.
No, it's not the ones that you want to impress.
It's not the stylish couscous eating ones. It's the pie eaters.
It's Sharon.
It's just do a Sharon, Cheryl,
Tam,
Goldilocks,
Sharon, Cheryl. I appreciate. Go on aside. I appreciate that you listen.
Yeah,
I really do appreciate it. It means a great deal.
We could be number one in Dundee.
We're getting there.
Are we? Who's a bigger podcaster in Dundee than us?
I think there's a weird guy that lives in his shed that plays just random music. He's got 20 billion listens.
Is he?
He's an odd chap. He's a young guy. He's very odd.
Aye.
But good for him.
Good for him.
We
need to take him out. A shed's easily burnt.
Yeah, we could.
If Sharon
an airstrike with a DJI drone.
If Sharon wanted to do she could burn down his shed for us.
Oh, that's good, Sharon.
If she was a real fan.
If you were a fan, but we don't imagine you are.
No.
But that's so. I mean, ego.
Ego.
Do you see what I mean, though? Because if I
Uncapped,
get
yeah.
yes, I want out of control ego. So anything I think of will be right and great.
You need to have.
But I've got too many self doubts.
You can't be a solitary egotist. You've got to have a team.
That's the problem.
You need a team.
That's the problem. I am very
Mariah Carey,
on my
that
own.
woman, it just is a straw bitch.
What?
And she just puts, because Mariah Carey won't reach for her own straw. So there's a woman that just puts a straw in her.
See, this is where I'm going. I would never have thought of
Imagine
that.
Yeah, no, but Mariah Carey would just stand there. No, she would die of thirst.
Oh, God.
Because she just doesn't know. She's forgotten how to just go.
Jesus. See, this is the problem. I don't know what I'm doing. I would never have thought of that. And then you said, when I need people around me. I don't have any friends or any. I stay on my own all the time.
You do, just as well.
I don't. I go.
That's not a choice, to be honest. That's
No, it's not.
That court order.
Well,
Yeah.
it's running out soon. But no, I like to be on my own.
I think you
so
should
that's-
reach out to Charles Bronson.
I don't want to.
I've led to believe he's very quick to write back.
Yeah, but I don't want to. It's like, who else?
Timmy Mallet, Charles Bronson. I'm in
No, I
charge
want
of the
Lorraine
guest
Kelly.
list.
I want this to get.
I want to survive.
I want Lorraine Kelly. Listen,
Imagine her loose in this little space.
no, what you do is you put those leather mitts on them. I was watching a snow leopard getting an operation the other day,
Yeah.
and they put leather mitts on it in case it wakes up because it'll just shred everyone.
Mm.
We put them on
What about
Lorraine
Lorraine
Kelly.
Kelly, one of those
A cone so
cones,
she can't bite you.
Yeah.
Perfect.
She could chew through a muzzle, Lorraine Kelly.
Oh yeah,
she
she's
talks for a living. Her jaw muscles be so strong.
she's power.
Strong. But she'll hibernate. Can you, in the morning when she's in her prime, but if you go late afternoon.
Do you think she smokes cigars like Joe Rogan?
Probably.
Just sits.
But she's always sucking on a skull bandit.
Oh yeah, she'll be like a godfather in that world.
Kenny, she's just.
Neighbours are terrified
She's
of
got her
her.
feet up and it's just fucking Holly Willoughby in Schofield.
on all fours.
She's
She
like,
just
she's
yeah.
like, Phil, I've got some dog shit. I've got.
lick it
I
off.
was walking along. I was walking in Dayport the other day. I've got some Fife dog shit in my feet. He's like, oh, that's what I live for, Lorraine.
Yeah. I
Is he
imagine
still
she's-
going, Philip Schofield?
I don't. I mean, I try and talk to you about TV, but I just see clips and
Yeah.
I don't really. I've not seen TV
No, I don't
proper,
see it.
so I don't
There's
know.
none more depressing than This Morning.
Is that
like a-
is that still going?
I think
is that
so,
genuinely
yeah.
still on?
The
Yeah.
only thing more depressing than that is the One Show. That's just the most bland thing.
I've not seen
Nobody
that. I
pays
don't
their
know what it
TV
is.
license for the One Show.
No, I don't know what that is. I've never seen that.
It's like a kind of magazine show, early evening, 7 o'clock.
right. Okay.
When the dogs
Oh.
always respond to the theme tune for some reason.
And they show you this.
Yeah.
People send in video of it, of course.
The laziest thing on television is when they say you send in clips. Oh no, that's your fucking job. You make the content. I'm not sending stuff in.
Yeah, that's
Isn't it?
bullshit. Or the news going about, well, according to a Twitter poll. No, that's not news, dude.
Not news.
That's not news. I remember This Morning in the good old days. You know when you had a alcoholic
Frank Boff.
and well, it was Richard and Judy. You had an alcoholic and a shoplifter and a paedophile giving you the weather.
Yeah.
It was the good old days.
Jesus. it
And
was
you're just
bad.
waiting for someone to fall in the water. And someone
Remember
did.
John Leslie rescued her
John
tits?
Leslie. What?
Remember Judy's tits came out?
Oh,
in the bath?
they exploded. Her tits didn't come out. Judy went on stage with her old lady tits. They exploded.
There's a quart of gin between them.
And he flew.
It
I
flew.
swear to God, he didn't walk. He flew through the air like Superman.
He's back. He was in the court again, John Leslie.
He's constantly in trouble with
He's some laddie, is he?
Jesus
He's
Christ.
not. His dad's so adamant that he's fucking innocent of all charges. You're like,
It's
really?
just constantly
Is the whole
charged.
world against John Leslie?
And then there's videos of him, sex videos with cocaine, and it's just like this.
Frank Boff was the king.
Blue
Frank-
Peter done it to that lad.
Yeah, Frank Boff was the king of it. Mr. Easy Jersey listening, and he was just a total shagger. He was just fucking hilarious.
But it was like it was full cocaine,
yeah,
sex
hookers.
clubs.
Yeah,
and, yeah,
real,
just-
real. I remember seeing a thing that the 60s got this reputation as being the wild kind,
yeah,
Jagger and all that.
yeah.
Jagger, I don't believe Jagger's a wild guy at all. Jagger likes cricket.
This is what I've.
it's a
you
bullshit.
hear about people.
It's a bullshit.
Yeah.
But the 60s got the name as all this. I watched a thing about the 50s and the celebrities, Diana Dores, all that kind of lot. There was two-way mirrors and
Mhm.
orgies. And they were taking pills, it was amphetamines they liked in the 50s.
Yeah.
The 50s was madder because the consequences of getting caught was far greater.
Yeah.
So the shaggers then were wild. It's easy to be a shagger.
There was one prostitute, and she was, or sex worker, whatever the term is now, and she was a beautiful girl, like stunning, and all through Hollywood and that. And she said there was one particular rock star, really famous now, when he found out she was a prostitute, he was a bit embarrassed and went, "Oh, right." And he said she turned into a guest. And he says there was no sex or anything. She was just a guest. She was invited to the party, and he was very interested in her life and ended up playing Xbox and watching movies.
Yeah.
And he says very, very...
But his public persona was wild.
Yes.
Okay.
And a very polite guy, a bit embarrassed that she was a prostitute, didn't really know what to do.
You can't really live a life.
She says, but Silicon Valley...
Oh, those fuckers are
says she's walked out of places and had to get out. Because they're so fucking weird.
Because
and
they're guys
what?
They're guys who've not interacted with anybody their whole childhood, and then they suddenly get money.
Yeah.
Getting money, I'm led to believe that the lottery, they don't just give you money, they have to give you classes, how to deal with this
and
money.
You know what? Take them.
Yeah.
Take them. Because you don't understand it.
No.
Do you want to know why?
Why?
I've said to some people this, and they go, "No, that's daft." But this is my reaction. This is my genuine reaction.
Mm-hmm.
There's the lottery where you can win 100 million. You go, "Oof."
Fuck.
And then there's the one where you win £10,000 a month for life,
Yeah.
and you go, "Ooh, why?" Because I know what 10,000 is. So that sounds
I'd
more
take
to
the
me.
lump
But it's like
sum.
3 million.
I take the lump sum.
But do you know what? It's only like 3.5 million or something you get. But that sounds more to me than 100 million. Because I don't
I
understand
wouldn't trust it.
100 million.
How are you sure you're going to get the money every month? The whole thing could go tits
No,
up.
that's true.
I want
That's
the
true.
cash.
But that's the different competitions, as it were. But the point I'm making is one sounds a lot to me, where the other one, I can't fathom it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So,
because your
when
ego's
they
not
give
big
you-
enough. You need a bigger ego.
that's it. My ego's
God,
not there yet.
You're right handicapped to yourself, aren't you?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. You're like a pair of lead
You're the
boots.
second person to call me handicapped this week.
No, but you're like a...
I hate that.
No, it's not, you're not handicapped. It's just like a horse. Kind of they put weights on it as a handicap.
And they call it a handicap.
Yeah, okay.
You're the second person this week.
You're like a pair of lead boots yourself.
Yes.
Oh, Jesus.
Yes.
Oh, well.
So if I played the lottery and I won the 120 million,
Yeah.
the first thing I would do is not touch it and take the lessons and the classes from the people that say, listen, here's what to do. Because, what is it? It's something crazy like 75% of the lottery winners lose it all within 3 years.
Jesus.
All of it. And the ones who keep it are the ones that took the lessons and they go, I don't know what to do with this. And then the
What
people say, I'll show you what to
you'd
do.
have to do is I'd go out for a nice meal.
Yeah.
And just, why would you need to spend it? My needs are very small. What I worry about
that's
is
very true.
if you could buy anything, all the joy goes out of everything.
That's
Immediately.
right. That's
I
right.
remember Elton John.
Yeah.
I've said this before. He was buying CDs. You want to need those now for all these mansions, and he was just it was like a Virgin mega store, and he just filled like a shopping.
You'll
trolley.
never listen to them. It's just spending
Just
money.
a waste of time.
So that's what you do. The first thing you do is you listen to what these experts, right? The second thing is get rid of it. Give it to other people. Help people out in your life. Just give them it.
Yeah.
Without them saying thank you, anything. I don't care if you spunk it all on drugs. I don't fucking care. Give it away.
But that could be a death sentence for people.
Yeah, okay, it could be, but then you're not the arbiter of that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Then you'd
'Cause
end
then-
up feeling guilty about it.
Yeah, but that
Because your granny ended up dying in a fucking
orgy.
BBC orgy.
But that's where you have to draw the line. Because then if you become the arbiter, where's the line? And you go, well, you don't deserve this amount.
Life's
Just give it away.
Life's so fucking challenging. It's a labyrinth.
Just give the money
It's a
away.
labyrinth.
Leave yourself with a bit of money. Leave yourself where you don't need to worry about your electricity bill, which everyone is. Then beyond that,
Wind
that's
farm.
it. That's it.
Underfloor heating, wind farm.
Get yourself your driving lessons.
I'd like a
Get a
toilet
car.
that clean Mars.
You can buy them because in Japan there's grades of toilets.
I'd like a top grade one.
It's a level 5 toilet or whatever. I don't know but it's something
You
like
can get
that.
that in Dundee, but it's a rat that's just in the toilet and it's licking your sphincter.
Do you see the picture about 2 years ago? Someone went into public toilet in Dundee and there was a rat got up and
a
just
rat-
died.
A rat can
Just died.
A rat can swim round the U-bend.
No
Easy.
problem.
Easy.
Nothing.
Easy.
Yeah.
Nothing to it.
But that was at my bit. They were trying to get rid of the
Smells
rats.
of sweet corn in your
But
shite.
because there was all old houses
Oh.
and they were all knocked down years ago, they said all the sewers are still there. So they're running about. We don't know. We can't figure out where they're coming from.
James Herbert, man.
Rats.
He knew.
Rats. Ladies and gentlemen, that was ego.
Ego.
And I'm working
No, but
on it.
You need to work on
I'm
it.
working on it. See, because...
Here's one.
yeah.
Every time, I'm going to wire you up.
Okay.
Every
okay.
time you have a depreciating thought about yourself, even thought, I'm just not good enough. Ah! Electric shock.
You shouting there made me shit myself.
Yeah, there we go.
So now you've done the Pavlovian thing where I think about myself and I'm
read
like, fuck.
You should never really leave things till tomorrow. That's true, I think, in life. I think
Yes.
as a nation, I think Scotland has a propensity to just, we'll wait, we'll be calm.
Right. This happened to me this week. I was telling someone about our getting the studio bigger, getting
Oh, did
better
somebody
cam-
say, oh,
and someone said, "Oh, is that a bit of a risk? If I don't do it now, when am I going to do
I
it?"
know, because you're in the
Jesus
70s
Christ!
now.
But
You've
do you
got
know
a
what I
good
mean?
5 years of podcasting left in you.
When you're 20, you think, "Oh, the
3 good
future's
years,
there."
5 total.
Okay, but do you know what I mean? Though you've
Yeah.
got to do things now.
You do.
It's like fuck. You'll just if you're waiting. It was like when I when I had the little business at home
Uh-huh.
in my room.
Micro business.
micro, and I had the opportunity to move into this
You
unit
did.
and really increase the size of the business and that. The amount of people that went, "Oh, that's a bad idea. That's a bad idea."
And what were they doing, those folk?
Fuck all,
Fuck all.
right? And they said it was a bad idea. I moved in within months. My income had tripled
Right.
because I was able to expand in every direction, and really
Yeah,
work
yeah,
properly, right? But the amount of people that were like, "It's a very Scottish thing." Oh, dinna stay
Yeah,
where you
very
are.
Scottish.
Know your place.
I ken your feather.
Yeah, and just know your
That's
place.
what America's got.
And I
it can
think
be-
you're more than you are.
America's got this almost foolhardy,
Which I love it.
Optimism.
I love it,
Optimism. Because everything fails. Americans have multiple businesses that fail. They keep going.
They keep going. Here, if it fails, you're
That
done.
guy
you're out.
from Dundee that invented the crash glove,
Yeah.
he had failed and then he never gave a second. He never came up with the crash foot. He's one idea in him.
No, it's true.
Yeah.
When I was in the States, there's a background. There's just this element of
yeah,
something.
yeah.
You can do it.
All the crazy
It's
people.
not here,
We left. We let all the folk that go on a boat to America were all the crazy people.
And that's what's,
But
yeah,
in a good way.
in a good way.
It's like not a political thing, but the immigrants, for example. It's all these folk on boats getting here.
Yeah, but that's
they're
what
the-
you need.
They're the good ones.
They're the ones
They're
that are
the
trying.
They're the ones that's
Yeah.
like, fuck it, let's do it.
Yeah.
They're getting to make something
They're
of
the
themselves.
explorers.
You didn't travel all that way just to sit in your arse.
That's right.
Yeah, the ones that
That's
like
right.
sitting in their
That's-
arse are sitting on their arse.
That's the belief.
Yeah.
They've put their lives on the line. They've travelled thousands of miles. They've done everything, every penny they could to give to criminals to get here just to sit and watch telly.
I know.
No, they don't.
They won't, yeah.
And it's like in America, I found that a really positive thing where here, just to be self-employed, people have went, "Oh, you think you're better than us because I made a job for myself." I still get that to this day. And it's like, fuck, you know what I mean? You kind of win. And now, doing a podcast, people are thinking, "Oh, you want to be somewhere else." It's like,
Not doing a podcast. Ego doing the
"Oh,
podcast.
fuck, I'm not
See,
very good at
You
it."
just keep getting in
Doing-
your way.
Doing the podcast.
Doing the podcast.
Join us on Patreon. It's as low as $2 a month, $5 if you want to give a little extra. You get a
Funny wee story to leave you on.
what?
At the work the other day.
Oh, this
there's
isn't
a lift.
Sharon,
There's
is
a
it?
lift.
Right.
No, Sharon was not involved.
Okay, for
It would have
once.
gone much worse.
Okay.
The lift sticks. They
Uh-huh.
have to get engineers in. When they open the lift doors, 26 old people are crammed in the lift.
Oh, wonderful.
Couldn't see the floor. They're all crammed together. It was like that bit in Indiana Jones, Game of the Corpses. Imagine if one of those old ladies had like passed away
Or shut
or shot
themselves.
themselves.
Everyone's vomiting, shitting. Be terrible.
They were loving it. It was an adventure.
Excited.
Adventure.
Ah, good.
Get
That's
a-
the Dundee spirit. That's the Dundee spirit. That's what we need.
Somebody, there was a front page on the Courier the other day, and it says Dundonians need to find their fighting spirit.
I saw
Over
that
the Olymp-
article.
So
yeah.
people don't know, the Olympia swimming pool is the biggest white elephant. It's a white mammoth. The white
It really is
mastodon.
now. It's a white surfboard.
It's a white whale.
It's the shape of a
They
surfboard.
spent millions on this
Broken.
fucking thing,
Mhm.
but they had it so all the electrical gubbins of the building was underneath the swimming pool, which
leaked.
So the whole thing's fucked. It's going to cost more to fix than it did to build. It's a disaster. The management involved in
Knock
it.
it down. Knock it down.
It needs knocked down.
Yeah.
But there's a call to arms, a fighting spirit. I've never been there. I'm never going to go there.
But the cost of it works out is £88 per person in Dundee.
Right.
That's what's added to your
Jesus.
that £88 we have
Through
to pay
management,
each
fucking
to fix
incompetent,
it.
corruption, bollocks.
It's terrible.
All the folk that used to go there to swim now have to go to schools.
Schools, yeah.
So in the morning now, you get a wee window to swim just before the bairns come in.
We don't have any swimming, any proper swimming for people just to go to
No,
and
can't
enjoy.
go. And they're still paying for it.
And we're still paying for it, and we've got to pay for repairs. I don't think the repairs are going
They're
to...
saying it's going to be ready in October of this year. No chance.
This year, no
No
chance.
chance.
There's nothing happening. There's cobwebs on the door. No.
No.
There's, no.
There
no.
you go.
And if it does, what's
Fighting
next?
spirit.
What's next? And they said, yeah, we need a fighting spirit. But here's the problem
Scottish
with that.
people like
Who
to
do we
fight at
fight?
funerals. Other than that, they
Other
don't
than
fight.
that, weddings and funerals,
Weddings
you'll
and
see
funerals.
huge scraps.
If it was a wedding venue, you could get some fighting spirit, but not a swimming
but
pool.
not a swimming pool. Ladies and gentlemen,
Da, da, da.
get an ego. There's
Get
nothing wrong
yourself
with
an
it.
ego. Egotists.
Although after, I'm going to end it on a down note, after reading all this, the current belief in psychology or whatever it is the ego doesn't actually exist.
Oh no, we don't
So there's
have
no
any,
such thing.
There's no free will. Don't worry.
It's just being a dick,
Yeah,
apparently.
just being a dickhead.
Until next time, later.
Ta-da, ta-da.